Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called A Safer Alternative to Bitcoin. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe, like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have more great celebrity interviews coming up and breaking news stories. So I want to encourage you to also click on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. I'd also like to tell you about a service called HollywoodIsCalling.com. It's a great service that allows you to purchase live phone calls with your favorite celebrities. There are more than 100 celebrities to choose from, and you can purchase a live 15-second call for $19.95 and a live 30-second call for $29.95. So give it a try. HollywoodIsCalling.com. Now let's get started. The interesting thing about cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin is that most people kind of think they understand them, but invariably they draw several conclusions about them that ultimately prevent them from investing in Bitcoin or some of its competitors. The first problem is that most people aren't willing to adopt them yet and use them. Everyone knows you can get Bitcoin on PayPal, and everybody knows that its price swings are wild. But the number of people actually using Bitcoin for real transactions is really small. I'm laughing because last month I saw somebody at a gas station staring at a Bitcoin ATM machine. And they were staring and staring and staring and staring. And then ultimately they finished staring and they walked away without doing anything, without buying anything, without selling anything. As we broadcast today, one Bitcoin is worth approximately $27,100. That means if you bought a single Bitcoin for 10 cents a few years ago, you would have made a historic profit of $270,000 on that one 10-cent investment. Think about that for a minute. So let me tell you who does use Bitcoin on a daily basis. And these people, they use it on a massive scale. They're criminals, money launderers, and drug cartels. They're all using Bitcoin now to move massive quantities of dirty money across borders, and that they previously used to transport using cargo planes, huge trucks, and even boats. Nigerian scammers, Chinese, Korean, and Russian hackers, they're all using Bitcoin. Kidnappers in South America are using Bitcoin. Middle-class people who can no longer afford to pay taxes on the money they earn under the table now because their jobs were wiped out by the lockdowns. All these groups are using Bitcoin in vast quantities to move and hide money. Now, back in the day, if you were a drug dealer who wanted to move $20 million to Switzerland, you had to load it into crates or suitcases and fly it there. Today, you can put $20 million in Bitcoin on a thumb drive and go into an airport and just sail on through. If they confiscate it, all you have to do is go back home and get your other copy of the Bitcoin you own and then try again. The authorities won't be able to open the Bitcoin file they encrypted on your thumb drives because they located on your thumb drives because that's all been encrypted. It's useless to them. So if criminals and middle-class tax cheats and hackers and legitimate people and organizations are using Bitcoin, what's the problem? Why doesn't everybody use it? The answer is that people are scared to death of its price swings. It seems like just 5 minutes ago, Bitcoin was worth 10 cents. Now it's worth 27,000. That's a lot of profit when it rises, but what if it collapses? What if clever hackers find a way to steal your Bitcoin? What if the government outlaws it? What if banks turn against it? Then what do? Well, it's true, you never know what will happen. In this insane world, anything is possible. People are scared to death of putting their hard-earned money into some random digital digits comprising a Bitcoin number sequence. Who could you turn to if your Bitcoin collapses or gets outlawed or stolen? There has to be a safer alternative. What can it be, you ask? Well, I don't give investment advice, but I can tell you what I see a lot of sophisticated people doing. Some really smart investors from around the world are sitting back and watching real estate prices in the US decline severely, across the country. They're watching it very carefully to determine when it's close enough to the bottom for them to start investing again. They're not watching commercial real estate because most investors believe that it will not come back for years. Too many jobs and companies and offices have disappeared for people to start investing in commercial real estate or retail space. However, they are sitting on the sidelines and watching prices of residential real estate very carefully to see how much lower it will go. There are some cities like New York, Los Angeles, and San Francisco that are considered permanently radioactive and uninvestable for most people because of the politics, taxes, and out of control crime. But real estate sharks are sitting on the sidelines, just like they did in 2008 when the price drops were 70 to 80%. And when the timing is right, they will move in with vast resources and huge piles of cash and start buying homes and condos and multi-apartment complexes by the thousands. In doing so, they will drive prices back up and get a huge profit by doing that. So what makes the real estate market, which is seeing a massive collapse now, more secure than Bitcoin? Well, real estate is more secure than cryptocurrencies for a number of reasons. First, it's a physical asset that you can touch and physically possess. Some hacker isn't going to break into your computer in the middle of the night and steal your apartment complex the way they could steal your Bitcoin. Next, there are tax advantages. Everybody knows that you can use deductions in real estate. Also, there's pricing appreciation. The next thing that's great about real estate is that it's been around for centuries. People know it. They understand it. They can price it. And most importantly, there is an established marketplace for the purchase and sale of real estate that everybody is familiar with. Now, when it comes to Bitcoin, the vast majority of people have still never bought it, never used it, never sold it, never even seen it. It's just an abstract concept to them they hear about when the price is rising in the news. So, who are these real estate sharks? And when will they bolt into action and start buying up homes and driving the price of real estate skyward? Well, there are lots of sharks out there, some of them hedge funds, some of them are banks and insurance companies, some of them are professional investors, and some of them will be ordinary souls looking to buy a home. How can you tell when the prices of real estate in your target area have turned around and started to climb? That's really easy. Just log on to Zillow.com and start monitoring home prices in your target area. When you see the historical pricing charts on Zillow start to climb, then you'll know that it's time to act quickly. Why quickly? That's because once the big investors move in and start buying homes by the hundreds or even thousands, this will drive up the prices very quickly and in a very short time frame. In 2008, I saw homes lose 80% of their value, and then I saw those prices start to climb back up quickly once the serious investors and hedge funds and banks started to move in. Once they move in, they will buy hundreds and hundreds of homes and hold on to them for a year or two as they watch the prices skyrocket. Sometimes they will rent them out. Sometimes they will let them sit there empty. It all depends on how quickly the prices are rising and what the carrying costs are for the investors. Once they hit rock bottom, in many of those cities, you'll see the price charts start to climb, and that's when you want to make your move. So I want to thank you for watching and tell you that we're going to have more great celebrity interviews and more great news stories coming up in the future. So we want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell so you can get notified every time we post a new story. With that, thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.